You're an animal, right? If you repress the instincts of an animal, isn't that animal abuse? You press the food disposal button instead of the light and it's very jarring. That's what just happened to me. I just went into meditation and then I came out of meditation. And of course life just sort of starts right away as soon as you're done meditating, but you can carry on the feeling of the meditation through all the tumultuous ups and downs of your day and your life. What came to me today is this. Just like the lens on my camera, sometimes you gotta just sit back and zoom in first. Zoom in on the finer parts of yourself that you'd like to alter, improve upon, change, keep the same, amplify, embolden, strengthen. And you gotta figure those out, and you gotta do whatever you need to do to bring them into the light. Ultimately, any practice you do is to bring something out of the darkness into the light, right? Why do you do what you do? Why do you drink water? Why do you hydrate? Why do you make it a conscious practice to do that? Why do you brush your teeth? Why do you floss? It's to bring something out of the darkness into the light. Whatever it is, it could be hygiene, it could be a relationship. Why do you go out? You know, why do you go out to bars on the weekends? Is it really just hang out with your friends, or is it to potentially meet somebody that you could be romantically interested in? So you really gotta figure out what the ultimate and what the underlying thing is that you're trying to bring out from the light. Because if you're just doing the practice and you haven't evaluated why, then you may never get the results that you deep down are looking for. And when you're not getting deep down what you're looking for, you're repressing your instincts. And when you repress instincts, you know, if you repress, you're an animal, right? If you repress the instincts of an animal, isn't that animal abuse? Isn't that animal cruelty? Don't be cruel to yourself. Figure that stuff out. It all starts with closing your eyes, visualizing where you're at, visualizing where you'd like to be, and then when you're done with that visualization, that meditation, you can come out of it and you can take steps to bring out of the darkness into the light what you need to do to get to that person you see yourself as. And maybe you see yourself as perfection right now, and that's really is truth. You are perfect as you are. However, you keep setting the bar of perfection higher and higher. Perfection isn't one point. Perfection is kind of like something that's hovering just outside your reach, and you're never gonna get there. You just keep setting the bar higher for perfection. So never stop, never quit. You know, that's how many times have you been told that in gym class or by a coach, by anyone who's a motivational type person. They tell you don't quit and never give up. And why is that such a pervasive theme? It's because it really is all that matters. It's better than skill. It's better than talent. Perseverance is what really gets you out of the darkness into the light. Once you start bringing habits out of the darkness into the light, and vice versa, you know, putting stuff outside of your day-to-day that doesn't belong there, you know, starting to remove that stuff and also bring in stuff. That's where the real work begins in life. And that's where the most improvement and most growth happens. So sit back, zoom in, and then pan out. Once you know what you need to do, then you can pan out, be yourself as a witness. Be yourself as if you're sitting in a comfortable chair, you know, like a lazy boy or something, and you're totally comfortable. You got pillows and blankets, and maybe there's calming music on, and there's incense burning, there's candles going, whatever. Your dog's sitting on your lap, if you have a lap dog. I don't have a lap dog. My dog is a golden retriever back at home. He doesn't fit on my lap. If your dog fits on your lap, put him there. But whatever makes you comfortable in this visualization, and then pan out. and view that scene from a higher perspective that is like not from the conscious mind, but from the soul and the heart. And maybe even visualize little binoculars on your heart and little ears on your heart, listening and looking down on that scene and being like, that's who I really am, that comfortable, calm, centered person just doing their thing. So sit back, zoom in, pan out. That's the first process you want to do, and then get to work, okay? But you gotta do those first things. One full heart, never apart. This is just what's come to me. This is what I apply in my life every day. And at the very least, I hope that you can get something valuable from this, and I can keep going and doing this and doing my thing, right? All right. Never apart. Peace.